Hey, hi, how are ya? Vadd here. We are playing Ark Survival Evolved. We are on the Ragnarok map, and we are going to be journeying through the DinoOverhaul X mod, otherwise known as DOX, the ARK DOX mod. The ARK DOX mod is arguably one of the most challenging mods available to an Ark Survival Evolved player. The DinoOverhaul X mod really does a great job of raising the difficulty. You're going to see here that I'm pretty much max level as the player can go for this mod. However, I am not the most dangerous thing on the island anymore. I'm not the toughest thing. I'm not the fastest thing. Ark is a game that is really fantastically balanced for tribe play, for big groups of people and organized teams to succeed. It's just me. You're going to notice I have a maximum weight well beyond what anyone should have. Yeah, if that's really going to bother you that I'm playing by myself my own way, cool. This probably isn't a series that you want to watch. If you really want to play the DOX mod in the DOX way, there is on the Steam Workshop page a recommended list of settings to make sure that you are playing with an appropriate difficulty. It's just me. I am doing this for fun, and I really don't want to deal with being over encumbered. And for me, that just makes it a more fun progression. Maybe that's something that's a big turnoff for you. That's okay. It's your game. Play it your way. I'm gonna do my best to be showcasing at least 90% of what I do on camera. If you've ever played Ark Survival Evolved before, you know there's some grind to get some resources, and I'm not gonna waste everyone's time and show you every single second that I collect every single resource. In DOX, there's a tiered system of what you can tame and what you want to be combating. And at the top of kind of the boss tier are those titans. You're going to see at the top of the screen from time to time, it's going to read the Titan XYZ beast to fight has arrived, and there's a 45-minute timer when the titans spawn in on the map. By the end of this playthrough, it's my goal to have showcased fighting the Titans. I'm hoping I can beat them as a solo player. I understand that as teams, they're substantially easier. However, they're not something to be messed around with in any sense of the word. As far as wild dino kind of boss tiers, the Titans are at the top of the challenges. If we see a Titan, we're probably already dead. The next boss level down from a Titan is a Mega. If we see a Mega boss, Mega Carno for example, that would be well outside of our weight class. The next tier down from the Megas are the Apex Primes. If we see a Prime Dino, we might be dead once again. Those are the three levels of the boss tiers that we're going to try and work our way through during this playthrough. As far as tamed dinos, you can tame a vanilla Ark creature. This means it's unmodded. It's a part of the regular base game, and they're pretty weak. The next level up from the vanilla Ark creature is going to be an Apex creature. This is a DOX creature. A little bit further up the DOX progression, you have some Prime Dinos that you can have on your team, and there's some specialty Primes, and you can work your way up through the Primes to what's called an Ancient Primal or an Ancient Prime. These are very different level of strength from that Apex dinosaur that you start with. And right now, in the current state of docks, kind of the big king tame you can get is that Rex Prime Mega. And again, that's something that we're going to work towards. You can see here the vanilla art creatures are pretty much all passive tames. See, it says Dodo asterisk. If you see an asterisk after it there, it's telling you we're in the docks mod, but it's a vanilla creature. It's not an apex, it's not a prime, it's not an ancient prime. There's some other really fun mechanics in this mod that I'm going to showcase as we get a little further into it. By the end of this first video, my goal is to be at our first main headquarters, our base position. We're going to need a flyer to get in there, and we're going to make sure that we have at least some resources to start our base. To me, that means we have a little bit of stability and security in form of a roof over our head and a door. I'd like to get some storage down, a few beds, maybe start smelting some metal. I think that would be a really good place to end the first episode in Vadd playing ARK Survival Evolved on the Ragnarok map on the DinoOverhaul X mod. I actually was asking the community for docs in the Discord what the X stood for, and I was told the X in docs stands for extreme. And as we progress through, I hope you begin to understand how accurate that X for extreme really is. One mod that I'm running right now is the No Durability Armor mod. I'm running a number of mods for just quality of life that make playing as a single player a little smoother. These mods are not balanced for PvP. They are outside of the docks mod. You do not need them to play through the docks mod. Awesome. A Pago. Classic first tame. Like any good ARK Survival Evolved player, when you tame your first Pago, you always set it on Wander and Aggressive, and if you find it later in the game, you know it deserves to be on your team. The No Durability Armor mod is basically exactly what it says it does. If something attacks me, my armor doesn't break, which seems like it'd be a pretty big advantage. I can assure you, we are playing DinoOverhaul X. This is docs. You are looking at a max Pago. Cool, man. Well, like any good ARK player, Wander and Aggressive. I can assure you that having armor it doesn't break, having a character with 700 health points and having some pretty beefy armor is just not gonna cut it. I'm gonna speed things up here. I spend maybe 30 or 40 minutes of actual time looking for a Pteranodon. I have what I need to make a saddle for a Pteranodon. I've got a bola, so I can bola it. And like King of the Beach Bobs, I forgot that in docks, vanilla creatures from ARK tend to be passive tames. I don't even need the bola. But I can't find a Pteranodon anywhere. I thought I could maybe tame a Pelagornis, but I needed fish meat. And I was like, oh, that's okay, I'll go spear a fish. There are no fish. I have absolutely no idea what this insanity is, but I ran legitimately all over this beach to both ends. Yeah, that was Nick the Ornis. It robbed me. I just look like a good target, I guess. There's no Pteranodons out here. If you're particularly observant, you would have noticed right at the start when I had just spawned in, a Pteranodon flew overhead. I have no idea where this thing went, but I need a Pteranodon to get to the location I want to make my main base, my headquarters, where I'm going to be starting out. And there are no Pteranodons anywhere. This is the craziest thing. Like, you just want to, I don't know, shake your fist at the ARK gods and figure out what the heck's going on. I realized I had gotten some chitin so I could upgrade my cloth armor to this chitin armor of the no durability kind. Again, just some quality of life. I'm hoping that not having to spend time fixing my armor is more time I can spend progressing through the mod. I'm hoping it maybe gives me a little bit of survivability to get away from some beasties. I'm not sure that's how that's going to play out, but that's my goal. I still need a Pteranodon, and I still haven't found a Pteranodon, which is absolutely insane. We're coming up on a pretty substantial amount of time looking for one, and I finally found one, and I'm so excited. But I have my bola, and that was silly because I needed a berry in my last slot. Just kidding, I needed some meat, and it flew away. Awesome. Well, we've been arked. It's official. The series has started. This is exactly how I imagined this would go. No worries. I'm running a mod called CT Reusables. It just means that if I throw a bola, I don't have to go make another. I have another bola. It means that once I made my parachute, I can use it again. It's just another quality of life having some reusable items. I'm pretty excited here because I tamed my first Pteranodon. This is the first creature I was trying to tame in this series. I know I tamed a Pego first. That was just a happy little accident. But this is the tame we need to get into our headquarters and get to our main base. Again, this is a vanilla ARK tame. This is an unmodded, just a Pteranodon. I've got some wicked sweet kind of bone white green colors. I'm a big fan of the colors. I think he looks pretty mean as far as these things go. Remember, in DOX, this vanilla Pteranodon is at the absolute bottom, the lowest tier I can possibly get as far as dinosaurs go. Most likely, if I see a Titan, a Mega, a Prime, even a couple of Apex dinosaurs, I'm probably just going to get one shot. So I'm playing pretty safe at this point. I'm using that CT reusable spear. I know there's another mod called Lethal's Reusable that's pretty popular. I'm running a stack mod because if I have unlimited weight, because I don't want to get over encumbered, I'd rather not have a million cajillion slots filled up in my inventory with 10 stone in each of them. At this point, I pretty much have what I need to hopefully get to my base location. I have the flyer. I actually kind of panicked here for a second. I heard wings and I was like, oh, I'm dead. But it was a Pelagornis. Anytime you're in DOX, you have to have a little bit of fear for your life, or you just die a lot, because sometimes you hear wings and it's a dragon flying over top of you, and it's not necessarily good for your life expectancy. I'm running the S Plus mod for making building stuff easier. I really like S Plus because it auto levels the foundations. That's probably the most handy thing it does. Not having to mess around with raising and lowering foundations. Again, for me, it makes it just a really smooth playthrough. I just find that super obnoxious to have to spend an extra 20 or 30 minutes leveling off your foundations to actually build where you want to build. Again, you don't need any of these extra mods to progress through DOX. It's just my preference. I'm gonna put in the description, of course, a link to the DOX mod that I highly recommend you try. I'm also gonna try and link the various other kind of solo player simplicity mods that I've included. If you want to play along with me, you can. If you have any questions about the DOX mod, I most likely will send you over to the DOX community Discord. There's a link to it on the Steam Workshop page, and there's a link to it in the DOX Book of Smarts. So when you load up the DOX mod, you're gonna have an opportunity to build a book, the Docs Book of Smarts, and it's going to have some really great recommendations for how to get started and what to look out for. At this point, I'm trying to get to my base location, and I know it's kind of near Viking Bay, but I'm also kind of super lost. I don't play on the Ragnarok map a whole lot. Ooh, this is one of those apex pteranodons. So, wow, it's got these fantastic blue colors. I'm a big fan. And you can see it's huge. I think I need to bola this one and trank it out. And that will... no. Okay, I can't be bola'd. I'm coming back for that bad boy. I actually flew around for almost 40 minutes trying to find my little hidey hole. It's not even that hard to find. I'm just clueless, lost. I'm here in Viking Bay. Pretty much straight ahead, there's a little up road. And that's where the cave is that I'm planning on making my main base. That's where I'm going to be running my headquarters from. And again, I'm a little bit lost trying to find it, but I knew if I could at least get myself to Viking Bay, I'd be close. And there's a Griffin up there, I think. That thing's kind of scary. Yeah, we're going to avoid that Griffin. We don't know what level it is. We don't know what tier of dinosaur it is. I guess it's a fantasy creature. But what we do know is we are here at headquarters. We are just a straight shot in right under that big spine. This is going to be our spawn. I really enjoy Ark Survival Evolved. Can you hear the way that as I flew my Pteranodon into our new headquarters, I know it doesn't look like much, but that the sound changed to reflect an echo of being in this cave. I didn't know there was crystal in here. This is going to be good. Again, I'm going to speed up some of the buildy times. It's just not thrilling to watch, but I need to clear this out. Again, I know it doesn't look like much, but this is where we're going to have our main base of operations. I think later in the series, I like to set up a couple other bases. Here's the first foundation. Perfect placement as always. Again, I'm using that S+ mod because it auto-leveled it. As you can see, the floor in here is obnoxiously uneven, which is probably how it should be. Uneven, that is. I think later in the series, I'm going to try and have a couple other bases and some strategic locations on the map. I like this location because I'm off the ground, and if something walks off the cliff overhead, you're not just gonna fall right into my base. It's fairly spacious, so it's to give me plenty of room to build what I want to build. And in docks, again, I am not the top of the food chain. I am at the bottom rung. And anything I can do to give me an edge in surviving, I really should be doing. So, by building in this cave that's off the ground, and you can't really walk off the edge and fall into, something has to basically fly in here to get me. Most dinosaurs, or creatures, or beasts, or fantasy tames, whatever you want to call them, in Ark, they aggro, they get aggressive on a line of sight. They see you and they go to kill you. By being in this cave, I'm pretty far out of the line of sight, and I'm hoping that this will provide me some extra security. Every time, you know, your beds get destroyed or you lose your storage that had your supplies in it, it just resets your progression, makes things a little harder than they need to be. So I really don't want to make things any harder than they have to be. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy some of the challenge, but I'm going to try and eliminate some of the grind of getting my base wiped by something like a Mega Dodo Rex, because who would build on the beach and have that happen to them? Yeah, not me. That would be ridiculous. With the S+ mod, I can get my hands on a behemoth gate pretty early once I get this crafting station down. That behemoth gate is going to let me block off that big main cave entrance, and that's going to provide me a little bit of peace of mind that if I'm in here and my base is rendered in, that nothing should aggro on my gate. I need to be careful when I leave or I come and I go, but man, these things are expensive. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go get some more resources to build. I left up on the screen a little HQ for headquarters for my main base, just because when I was watching this back, I was going, man, where am I? Who knows? Alright, we're in docks. We gotta look through the skies first. Nothing's gonna clomp us. Look around, make sure it's safe to leave our little cave. Yep, we're cavemen. And there's a saber-tooth. I don't think he can jump 30 feet up. I should be fine to just fly out. Let's try. We'll just get out of here, see how that works. Okay, nothing killed me. I feel better already. I think I feel... Yeah, I don't know. That was a little risky. It felt like that was risky. Maybe not. It was risky. I'm gonna speed this up again. Yeah, I'm just gathering supplies so I can build the behemoth gate. Building that gate will... There's that Griffin. Let's avoid that. Building that gate is gonna put us at Broke a Hatchet. Come on, man. Obsidian. Oh, nice. This is not a bad location. I think the biggest issue with building in this location is that you're so far north on the map. Anything south of you has to be south of you. There's not really much that comes in more north from here. So, like if I want to go to the desert to tame something, it's the entire other side of the map. The Arctic, the entire other side. Everything's on the other side of the map. It's just a little too north up here. I think this cooking pot is probably going to be useless. Maybe I'll well, I thought I could cook meat here. Okay. I can't cook meat here. Whatever. Okay, I've got what I need to put down a behemoth gate, and I want to show you this real quick. There's a way to pull items. I don't know if it's a big secret or no one's ever showed it, but there's a button right here. You click it and it pulls up this little menu, and then you just say, hey, I want these items in this place, and then you can pull them. This is something that, I mean, I played 700-800 hours into ARK without having any knowledge of, so maybe it's a big secret, and I don't know, the ARK police are gonna come take me. I sure hope not. That'd be kind of rude, but it's in the game. Click that button, pull your resources. It's awesome. There seems to be a limit on how far you can pull. Like if I go build a base in the desert, I don't think I can pull resources from that far, but it's super handy, especially as your base gets bigger and you start just putting things places. Because okay, I kind of panicked here. There's a gap on both sides. As long as a Dimorphodon doesn't come through, or a Vulture, or anything that fits through that gap, I'm probably okay. I like the S Plus doors because they auto close and auto open, and I tend to leave most of them on auto close. That way I know that I shouldn't have an open door. I don't want anything to sneak in here, but I also know that the door's probably closed unless I opened it, because I'm the only one with thumbs in my base right now. That makes sense, right? Logic. At this point, I'm gonna have some buildy time to build out my base. I should have gammed up. It's pretty dark in here. I mean, I can see what I'm doing, but in hindsight, it's pretty dark. I'm hoping that you stay with me as I progress through ARK Survival Evolved in the DinoOverhaul X mod. I think at this point, this first episode has been pretty successful. We are off the ground. We're at our main base location. I'm going to do some building here. I'm going to try an end card on this video. I have no idea if they work. I've tried them a few times. They seem a little glitchy, but if they don't work, that's okay. We'll try and figure that out next time. I really hope that you enjoyed this and you learned something and you're looking forward to watching episode 2. Until next time, peace. If you learned something or enjoyed this video, share it with a friend. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. If you have joined and enjoyed before, welcome back. If you would like to see more quality content, please consider joining me in supporting the channel through Patreon and utilizing the affiliated links. Thanks!